Hi everyone, I'm Don Singletary and welcome to the channel. Today I've got a really fast featured live trade of the week for you. It only lasts 2 minutes 51 seconds and I made almost $50. But before I show you that trade, which is coming up right away next, I want to answer a question. People email and send me comments and they say, Don, why do you only trade one or two of the Micro Emini contracts? Don't you know trading multiples of those would make more? Yeah, sure. Like today's live trade, profit of $47.50 in 3 minutes. Had I traded two contracts, that would make double that, and so on. I assume everybody watching the channel here knows how to multiply. And the purpose of the channel is to teach beginners, home investors without huge accounts, how to day trade and to do that in an affordable way with one or two contracts so they can afford to learn how to day trade these Micro E-mini stock index futures. Okay, let's get started. Featured trade of the week coming up right now. It's Thursday, September 3rd, 2020 at 11:03 a.m. Eastern Time. Down in the lower pane, the green line below the red line and both below the zero line, my rule of thumb sell signal for the MACD. So I go up and merely click on the watch list and I send an order to sell one contract of the Micro S&P 500 at 3504.25. The initial margin, $330. So I get filled at that price, and then I put that on the screen here for you to see. I've sold one contract, 3504.25, and the market is slightly in our favor. Basically break even here, but we're just in the first few seconds of the trade. And it's not unusual to be, of course, you will be up or down almost immediately. And this trade is down $7.50, $10, 11 and a quarter, and it'll go back and forth for a little while yet. This is nothing unusual, and so far, so good. Everything is just fine as we had planned this trade to go. Of course, we're using the Tastyworks software, which I'll put some information below the video and the text for you to find more information. Now we're just over a minute into the trade. It starts to turn in our favor. We're down to $34.99 already and up $30 in less than a minute and a half into the trade. I like that. And of course, I look down constantly during the trade, check to make sure I still have the momentum. That green line still going further below the red line, which is a sign of building momentum to the downside on this trade. So now I'll click the position and my software shows me I'm up $33.75 and then $26.25. Things still going very well. Now I'm starting to make more progress now. I'm down to $34.95. So I want to go up to the position in my software and check on to see exactly where I'm at on the trade. There you go. $52.50 up. We're down to $34.94. And I'm beginning to wonder, are we reaching the limits of this trade? I mean, after all, being up about $50 in 2.5 minutes is too good not to take the money. And I sure don't want to give it back. So there you go. 2 minutes, 51 seconds. 47.50 was the profit on the trade, and that was a fun trade. And sometimes you get a trade that happens very quickly like that, and I have so many times over the years given profits like that back that now, unless I have some profound reason to stay in the trade and the money's that quick, I just turn my eyes to the sky and say thank you very much. And so that was a good trade. It was a lot of fun. Let me put it to you this way. You always have to make trading decisions without all the information to make a perfect decision. That is the very definition of speculative trading. You never have enough information to know for certain that you're making the right decision. Now, if you lean towards the perfectionistic side like I do, that tends to drive you crazy, but you have to override your brain and do that. Let me put it to you this way. If you were walking down the sidewalk and all of a sudden the wind whiffs up and blows a $50 bill at your feet, do you pick it up or do you wait another minute and a half to see if another $50 bill shows up? Okay, I rest my case. There's an old adage called Occam's razor. Don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it says usually, almost always, the simplest solution to a problem will be the correct one. Not always. Okay. It's been a lot of fun today, and don't forget that trading psychology is a very, very important part of the whole thing. A lot of people think it's all the numbers and the technical indicators on the page, but if you don't, the real trading happens between your ears. There's no denying that. I've been doing this a long time. Yeah, do the other things help? Sure they do. They're tools. You have to use them. They're the tools of a trade. But it's a nice balance, I think, to become a trader that's going to last over the years. You have to learn how to think a little differently because most people never quite make it there. In fact, most of them fail, and this is very risky trading. So you should be really careful and, for goodness sakes, do your practice trading. My book has a great chapter on trading psychology. I put a lot of time into putting it together. It isn't very long, but it has some very important points, I think. You'll find a book link in the text below the video. And also be sure and find out more about the broker I use in all the videos here on the channel, Tastyworks. Look for the broker link below. Been a lot of fun today. I'm glad you were along. I'm Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.